So today I would like to use 10 minutes to quickly provide you an overview of the trends report. So we have a long history, 30 years. And also I would like to present preliminary findings from the trend survey. I believe many of you have already filled out the survey, so thank you very much. We would like to show the preliminary findings of the results. And then the following 20 minutes, Andreas will use 20 minutes to introduce the AI advanced methodology, which is new for this year, and present preliminary results on the AUM for US asset managers, as well as track record for SDG 5, gender equity. If we have more time, we would like to learn from you, learn your questions and your comments, and what we can do better for you, because this is benefits for the members, this report, I think. So, overview. As you may know that US SIF's trends report has a long history. I think in 1995, we released the first edition, and we achieved several milestones. In 2006, the trends report has supported the creation of UN PRI, and in 2010, the report documented the rise of green bonds, green finance, right? It become right now a very popular financial instrument for sustainable investing. And our latest report showed that by the end of the 2021, we identified 8.4 trillion in total USA using sustainable investing trends. That is equals to 15% of the total US AUM. And why we should care about the trends report? I think three reasons. Firstly, it maps out how large is the sector, right? How large is the sustainable investing in the US? That is pretty important. We need to understand what is the size of the assets and management allocated for sustainable investing. That is critical important. That is of a foundation, right? Secondly, we highlight major trends, right? So our former reports highlight the climate change, sustainability-themed investing, and their impact investing. So for this year, we would like to highlight 10 major trends. Finally, I think we facilitate global comparisons. You may know that we regularly contribute to the Global Sustainable Investment Alliance biannual report review on how large globally the sustainable investing. So the US data affirm us. So we are the most authoritative data source on this side. So for this year, we will witness the 15th edition. So, and we have a lot of changes, in fact. So we have enhanced our content by 3 parts. The first is headline numbers and key metrics. This is of traditional reporting. What are we going to report? The scale and breakdowns of AUMs, right? The second are the trends. So what are the major trends? This year, we will not only looking at what are the trends in the past 30 years, but also what are trends this year, right, in 2024, and what are the trends beyond this year. And we would like to summarize 10 major trends, also along with the case studies and interviews. And I think what is new for this year also, we will provide recommendations and call for actions. This year is very unique. We have a lot of the administrative elections, so we will have recommendations for new administration, for investors, for other stakeholders. And to achieve this goal, to provide new content, we employ comprehensive methodology. So quantitative analysis through a survey, through desktop research on the public disclosure documents. And also this year we added case studies and interviews. And what is most important is that we will have financial data science techniques. This part, Andreas will delve into it. We are very excited about that. Okay, so preliminary findings. As you may know that trends report, we currently have developed 2 versions. So full version and the brief version. So for the full version, it takes about 20 minutes to complete it. And for the brief version, you can scan the code, and that only takes 3 minutes to complete it. And so far, we opened our full survey on May 1st, and so far we have received 125 responses with 63% of completion rate. Well, for the brief survey, we just opened it last week to enhance our experience of a forum. So it has 3 minutes to complete. Very quick answers. You can check the box, and it has. So far, we have already received. I just quickly checked the SurveyMonkey. We have already received more than 60 responses. So this number needs to update. So with a more than 80% completion rate. So you can scan the code and submit your answers. Okay, who responded to the survey? Of course, of members and non-members, but I would like to break it down to like this. Currently, we have 55% are from asset managers, and 20% from asset owners or institutional investors, and 20% from other. So other include financial advisors, research institutes, even students, scholars, and so on and so forth. We have individual investors or retail investors, 5%, but we do not count the individual investors in our AUM pool. Okay, so you can see that we are now experiencing the shortage of responses from asset owners or institutional investors, right? So if you are working in, if you're working in organizations like a labor union, insurance company, endowment, family office, public pension funds, faith-based institutions, religious institutions, private foundations, please scan the code on the top right and help us to raise your voice to represent these institutions. Okay, so we also asked, did you use any sustainability or ESG criteria or framework in your investment or in your work? Okay, 93% of them have already engaged with this, So if you have read over a formal report, you will find that if you consider these ESG factors, we will consider you as a sustainable investing. So that is a great, indicator. And more than half of the responses have already used their own criteria of the ESG or sustainability. And the other criteria of a respondent have used, including USDGs, TCFD, SASB, SBTI, IRIS, IFRS, so on and so forth. So we have such a demo of this existing criteria, and very fortunately, many of the respondents have even uploaded their own criteria so that we can have a chance to know, okay, how you build your framework or criteria or standards to measure your sustainable investing. So this is a good chance for us to learn from you. Okay, breakdown of ESGs. So there is a criticism that ESG is broad, right? So, but we don't think so. I think we can have the categories and subcategories of ESGs, and we can see the responses of a respondent. So what kind of groups of factors that you have already engaged or integrated in your work, right? So climate change ranked top 1. That is not surprising. Climate risk is a very common affect every organization investment. So, and then the following is waste and pollution, and then biodiversity and nature. For the S criteria, social criteria, I think labor standards, the most part of the investors consider labor standards in their investments, and then human rights, community, and product responsibility. In terms of the governance, I think the board structure and composition, transparency and disclosure rank have the same percentage of the top considerations in the governance, right? And the business ethics, executive composition, and shareholder rights. Okay, so if you consider there are other factors have not included in our categories, please scan the code to submit your answers. So we will include that in our trends report as well. Okay, so this question I particularly like this, and I think this is a very interesting question that we asking, how do you expect the sustainable investing evolve in the next 1 or 2 years? And there is a difference, personal expectation and organizational expectation is quite different, So when we ask a person, are you expecting about how this factor evolve? Interestingly, you can see that 60% of individuals say, okay, we are very optimistic about the field. It will grow, right? It will moderately increase in next 1 or 2 years. and 20% say, okay, we will increase significantly. However, if we ask them, did your organization intend to increase your sustainable investing next 1 or 2 years? Well, 60% of the organizations, around half of the organizations will say we will maintain of the current level, and then 33% of the organizations say we will moderately increase over sustainable investing. So we see that individually we are very optimistic about this field, but organizations will a little bit conservative. So that is a takeaway from this slide. Okay, trends. We are interested in the major trends. What are the major trends in this field, right? So I think the evolution of policies and regulations is ranked top 1 trends. Especially we have anti-ESG policies. We have pushing back anti-ESG policies, and the following trends are like this. Impact investing, AI, adoption of AI, and ESG data. The evolution and the convergence of market standards. We can see that ISB and GRI gradually merge, right? We have a lot of standards. People do not, and we have trends in the subcategory of sustainable investing, like green finance, blue finance, transition finance, blended finance, so on and so forth. And biodiversity, natural capital, indigenous people's rights, sustainable investment to the developing countries, faith-based investing, and community investing. So a lot of these are top trends we identified. We know that we have many, participants today working in the faith-based investment, community investment. If you feel that this trend has been an underrepresentative or ranked low, please scan the QR code on the top right and provide your answers to raise its ranking of your favorite trends or topics. So feel free to scan the code. Okay, and thank you to our initial round of trends sponsors. They are ClearBridge, Calvert, Boston Trust Walden, Raymond James, AirWC, G&A, and MacArthur Foundation. So you can scan the code to learn more about the sponsorship opportunities. So for this year, we make the sponsorship diversified. You can sponsor the entire report, or you can sponsor the case studies or interviews. You can sponsor over lunch events. You can sponsor a webinar. So we have provide a lot of options for you. Thank you so much. I will hand over to my colleague Andreas. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yun.